Aloha and welcome to Senior Night here in the lower gym, Boys Basketball Edition, Division 1. I'm Carter Wetchy. I'm joined alongside by Mike Abung. We're going to have the regular season home finale here. Iolani getting set to take on St. Louis. St. Louis, 11-0 coming into today. Already clinched the ILH regular season championship. We'll talk about all that postseason play later on, but the Raiders come into tonight 3-7. Originally, this was going to be their last regular season game, but the rain, what was that, on Thursday? Was that on Thursday or was that on Friday? Thursday, I think.
I think it was Thursday. Same day as the girls, right?
It was.
Where we're here.
The game at Hemeter Fieldhouse was postponed that day. It will be made up tomorrow at Punahou.
It's been a long couple of weeks because I remember Sunday was the flooding day, and that's why I had to do some trench digging at my house, and it was kind of a blur after that.
So the last time these two met was back on January 14th. St. Louis defeated Iolani 55-41 in that game. The Raiders, they had it close until the fourth quarter when the Crusaders, led by Keanu Meacham, were able to close in that fourth quarter. At one point, it was a 40-39 game. Next thing you know, Keanu Meacham, a couple shots, a putback, and a couple free throws from Corey Bailey. The lead ballooned out to 12. The Raiders still have something to play with. There's still the ILH tournament. They're still playing for seeding. 4th and 7th place have been figured out, but 5th and 6th, it's between Iolani and Kamehameha. Whether or not who's going to host, the 5th seed gets to host that game. So these last two games still matter for the Raiders.
We got a nice parent picture for the seniors, all 6 parents taking a photo under the Aloha Seniors.
The three seniors that we're going to honor tonight: Trey Chikamori, Brody Segal, and Aiden Wong. All 3 of them have been members of this Division 1 team since their sophomore year. As you said, all their parents are down there. For Aiden, his parents, Adam and Chelsea. Trey's parents, Clint and Bonnie. And Brody's parents, Reed and Melanie.
I asked Adam Wong before the game, to give me some parent perspectives, as a parent of a senior. And he said, my role is to keep my mouth shut, so I'm not going to say anything. He's a former coach, and I had my parents as my coaches all my life, and that's a tough role to try and separate being a coach from being a dad or being a mom. I get what he's saying.
My mom was also in that role. She coached me in baseball and basketball. And then when we got over here, then she stopped coaching.
That's a tough one.
Fan.
Did she do a good job of staying parent and not coach after a while?
I guess so. She did a good job of getting on me, so I still remember there was a game I had to umpire, and she's yelling at me as the umpire.
Sounds like our moms were very similar to each other.
So the starting lineup just got introduced for St. Louis. A little different one than they've been rolling out this year. Kalen Fernando, Shanson Revelto, the 2 main starters in that lineup. Joining them today, Brevin Hafalia, Zayden Blake Kaliko, and Tristan Poel. All 5 of those are seniors. So they are starting a senior 5 as well.
That makes sense. Talking with Coach Ryan Hirata before the game, a few minutes ago, actually. Mid-Pacific had a close game with St. Louis this past game, and I asked Coach Ryan, "Hey, what happened? Did you know what happened? Why is it so close?" and he said, you know, St. Louis started a different lineup, and they've already clinched. So, you know, they have the luxury of doing that. But then he said, you know, their second five is you know, not so far behind their first five. So it's not like it's a huge difference. Here come the seniors.
So the Raiders, they're starting all three of their seniors. Trey, Aiden, and Brody are in the starting lineup. Trey and Aiden, normal starters. Brody, today a starter, taking the place of Raymond Teoxen in the lineup. So the other two joining them, Aiden Gu and Declan Beckett for Coach Ryan Hirata. And both Coach Hirata and both Coach Hale, both in their 6 seasons, in charge of these programs. The Raiders coming off a tough game on Saturday. They were down by at 1.5 with about, I think it was a minute, a little bit more than a minute left to play against Marino. Declan Beckett hit a 3 that sent us to overtime. Then Marino at the start of overtime, a couple free throws here and there, a couple baskets, and then the gap got too big. Tip is won by the Raiders. Chikamori. Over to Gu. Beckett working on Poel on the drive, spins out. Rebound taken by Revelto. Leading the break up ahead to Fernando.
Wow. That's a quick offense there. Quick release up court.
Gu trying to come off that Sagawa screen. Now will take a 3, comes up short. Second rebound in a row here for Revelto. Poel back to the basket, baseline. Just getting started here in the lower gym. St. Louis up 2-0. Revelto. Bounce pass over to Hafalia. On the drive, he's able to sneak it over the rim and in.
Wow, they went from a 2-second possession to a 30-second possession. So patient on that last one. Both resulting in 2-point buckets.
Chikamori left wing will take a baseline mid-range offensive rebound. Beckett put back up, and it is good. Quickly up ahead, Hafalia back over to Revelto. They swing it along the perimeter. And Poel couldn't complete that catch, jumped up. And off his hands and out of bounds.
St. Louis into a man-to-man defense. Probably their main defense that they like to run.
Chikamori lost his footing, was trying to rip away the ball. It ends up in the hands of the Crusaders. Revelto to the trailing. Kaliko can't finish on the left side. Rebound tipped out of bounds by a Crusader.
Very interesting. I'd like to pick Coach Dan Hill's brain about when they choose to push and when they choose to take their time.
Gu rose up for a 3, thought he got hit. Hafalio able to contest that without fouling. And that pass from Kaliko tracked down near half court or went out of bounds or back court there by Fernando.
Fernando quick as a cat on that.
Kaliko will try a 3. A foul as Beckett jumped up to grab the board.
Good fundamental box out by Declan Beckett, forcing the over the back foul. First foul of the game.
Under 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Raiders down 4-2. Wong on the drive. Strong take. Soft touch with the left.
Yeah, super soft touch with the left. They got to focus on getting back on defense. St. Louis looks like they can send one down the court pretty quickly.
Revelto left wing. He'll try a three. Rattles that one down. Shamson Revelto, his 26th three this year. Beckett.
Answer. Nice job with Beckett trailing that play. Got his feet under him. Good shot-ready position. Right up into it.
Revelto, does he have two in a row? He does.
Man.
Let's see if Beckett can respond with another three. St. Louis with 3 subs heading to the table. Raiders with Teoxin waiting there. Skip pass to the corner, Chikamori. Bounce pass over, Sagawa for 3. Misses that one just to the right. Rebound taken by Kaliko.
I think the senior night crowd was hoping to erupt after that shot went up.
Beckett cuts off Halfalia's drive. They swing it along the perimeter now, do the Crusaders. Right wing Fernando cutting Kaliko. Blocked from behind, but contact on that shot.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out this offense, trying to steal components of this offense for a while. They're very good at this half-court set. They don't take a lot of threes. They look for a lot of things mid-range or at the basket.
First shot missed there from Kaliko, Zayden Blake Kaliko.
Crusaders as a team, according to Scoring Live, are 54.2% from the free throw line in their league games, and it's amazing that they're undefeated in the league while shooting. That's last in the league, 54%.
And then you talked about the three-point shooting, so just looking at the 2 stats that I have, the Raiders in the ILH, 57 threes made, St. Louis just 31. So.
Yeah, they're last place in the league in attempts and made three-pointers, and then last in free throw percentage.
Beckett's 3 rattles out.
An
extra effort, gets a second chance.
I actually asked Coach Hale, how is it that you guys are undefeated if you're last in the league? And he didn't really know that. He looked surprised that they're last in the league in free throw shooting. And he said it's old school defense. That's what does it.
A little bit of a breakdown there as Chikamori hits a 3, brings the Raiders within 1. Fernando.
Raiders in a zone.
Sepulona into the game, hung up in the air, on the way down, up and in with the left. Long crossover, takes it to the cup, gets fouled on the shot. Fernando got him from behind there. So now this lineup that the Crusaders have, this has been the usual starting lineup. Fernando and Revelto still in there with Kanoa, Meacham, and Sepulona. Wong's first free throw goes around the rim and out. Second one up coming here.
It's kind of interesting. Their points per game is also low in the league, but their differential is up almost 10 points. Right, so again, old school defense creates that stat for them, along with the 11-0 record.
Meacham, left wing. Revelto, does he have 3 in a row? Front rim, put back, Meacham, no. Gu tips the rebound to himself. Wong gets past Revelto. Skip pass over to Chikamori. Sepulveda's on him. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Wong with it now. Kanoa on the switch. 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Raiders down by 2.
8 seconds left.
Follow a jump shot for Gu, no good. Meacham, the push. Got it deflected out of bounds by Gu. He's trying to hit Sepulveda in transition.
Am I remembering this right? Didn't Sepulveda have a knee brace on early in the season?
He did have a knee brace earlier in the season.
Looks to have nothing under those leggings tonight. And that time down court, he was ahead of the pack. So hasn't lost speed, or he's regained the speed that he had.
And added muscle this year.
Oh, goodness.
Kanoa's jump shot, no good. Teoxin with the board. 50 seconds to go in the first. Wong on the drive. Drew a foul. It'll be called on Stone Kanoa. It's the 4th total foul called in this first quarter. 3 on St. Louis, 1 on the Raiders.
Raiders hanging close here at the end of the first quarter. Tie game. Let's see if they can force a stop and possibly take a lead into the second quarter.
10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Shot clock's down to 24. Meacham. Fake the pass, knock down the triple. Lead goes back up to 3. Shot clock goes dark. 15. Down to 12. 7 now as Beckett on the drive, going right at Kanoa. No, Revelto off the rebound. Tried to push it ahead to Fernando, got deflected to end the first quarter. St. Louis up 16-13 over the Raiders. What are your thoughts on those first 8 minutes?
Well, I believe the Crusaders have hit 3 threes in this first quarter. And that's one of the stats that we're looking at. They don't shoot very many, and they don't make very many.
3 of 5 in that first quarter.
Over the course of the season, that's not been their forte. But that's the difference here. They've maintained their lead. Iolani closed to 13, and then here's the difference at the quarter score. I'm still kind of blown away when I was looking through Scoring Live earlier today. I said, wait a minute, how can they be bottom of the league in all of these categories? And in my brain, before I asked Coach Hale, I was thinking, okay, it's that grind them down defense, right? That old school style. I have a memory of Dan Hale as a Punahou senior, and I was a Marino freshman in the state final, and he just dominated the game, and they beat us for the state championship. And that was all old school basketball, and you definitely know that he's bringing a lot of that to his team over the past 6 years.
Fernando and the Crusaders up by 3, looking to build on that. It's Meacham, back to Fernando. Revelto goes along the baseline, pass stolen by Gu. Foul called on Meacham.
Looks like the Raiders kind of know that, they want to maybe invite St. Louis to shoot more threes because they're packing that zone in pretty tight, especially on the bottom.
Raiders force a stop on the first possession of the second quarter there for the Crusaders. Ambrose Smith into the game. Gives it back to Wong. Over to Beckett, right wing, back rim, Revelto, another board. Up to Fernando. Wong.
Ooh.
Almost came away with that steal. I think the ball hit out of bounds just after he poked it away.
Feels like a kind of a weird vibe in the gym. I don't know if you feel it, but it's like almost like we're watching a scrimmage. You know, there's not a whole lot of excitement or buzz in the air.
Meacham, he'll try another three, comes up short. Smith fighting for that board, falls into the hands of Kanoa in the paint. His jumper good. Teoxen being hounded by Meacham, gets it over to Smith. Swinging along, Wong with it now. Crossover mid-range, too strong for Wong. Revelto, another rebound as Meacham pushes the tempo. Revelto into the paint, his shot, tough one. Second try, that one's good.
One thing that's very noticeable about St. Louis is they're unselfish. They find the open man. They swing the ball from side to side. The ball doesn't stick to one person for a long time. I kind of like to think that that's old school basketball, where you're just kind of reading the defense, trying to get a teammate open, give up a good shot for a better shot. And here you go, they open up a 7-point lead, kind of, with no real flash.
The first 4 points of this second quarter coming the way of the Crusaders. They extended their 3-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Go back all the way to the first quarter. They've scored the last 7 after Wong tied it up with those free throws.
Yeah.
7 straight by the Crusaders. The Meacham 3 and the baskets from Kanoa and Revelto.
Again, this timeout by Coach Hirata, he's showing a little frustration as they break the huddle, trying to get his team to play smart and understand the gravity of this game.
Beckett gets a basket to break that drought there. Brings the Raiders within 5, 20-15. Lefotu, Bailey, and Nunuha now check in. Playing alongside Sepulona and Fernando. Singer also checking in for the Raiders. Lefotu has it. Nunuha in the corner. 7 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Fernando. Mid-range. Contest from Gu. Offensive rebound, Sepulona. Up with the right.
There were 2 Raiders in front of him. He just kind of rose up and stuck his paw over them without fouling and tapped the ball to himself as Teoxen hits a 3 to keep the Raiders close.
It's your X factor that you talked about.
Yeah. Can kind of see the Raider defense, again, just packing it in. Not really extending too far behind or outside of the 3-point line, and get a steal here.
Teoxen leading the break, strong to the cup. Good contest there from Lefotu to not foul. Forcing the miss, up ahead to Bailey. One dribble, found himself under the basket and hit the bottom side of the rim.
Smith might have got a piece of that from behind without fouling.
Singer has Sepulona on him. He pulls it out to the 3-meter line. 20 on the shot clock. Raiders down by 4. Over to Beckett. Into the paint, stops, pivots. Singer driving baseline, gets by Sepulona off glass, no. Rebound taken by Pupu. Lefotu to Bailey, down low, Sepulona to the floor, but off glass and in.
So much body control for a large man.
Now Gu on the drive, taking it right to Bailey. Took the bump.
Yeah.
And got the basket.
Looked like he got either a forearm or an elbow in the mouth. No call. Referee signals he was straight up, vertical on that, on defense. Gu able to muscle that one up.
And a 3-second called on Sepulona, who was down low in the paint. So that brings in 4 new bodies. Wong and Chikamori check in, as well as Revelto and Meacham for the Crusaders. First time Fernando's gotten a break this game. Raiders down by 4, 24-20. Just over 3 minutes to go before half. Gu probes into the paint, got it stripped on the way up. Meacham comes away with it over to Nunuha. Use that wide receiver skill. Somehow caught it with his left hand, couldn't finish. But a second chance is his last touch by the Raiders.
Again, I'm still trying to figure out how they decide when they're going to push and when they're going to slow it down.
Gu nearly came around Bailey to poke it away. Falls into the hands of Meacham. Lefotu at the free throw line. Pump fake, then on the drive. Drew the contact, so he'll go to the line for 2 shots. And yes, Raider fans, this is the younger brother of Lily and Jovi. And he's just a freshman. The lone freshman on this Crusader team.
Oh, I wonder if he beats him in one-on-one still, or ever. I wonder if he's ever beaten them.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That would be a good question to ask. I wonder if they're in the crowd anywhere.
As Zion splits the pair, and he will check out as Stone Kanoa checks in. The Rainbow Wahine are in town this week. They play on Thursday against Cal Poly. Shikamori in the right corner. Bounce pass over to Teoxen for 3, knock it down. He has 2 threes on the night. Brings the Raiders within 2.
Again, nice knee bend there. Right up into his shot.
Gu got a piece. Kanoa second chance, no, third chance, Nunuha.
Wow. Iolani rebounder is going to have to squeeze that rebound. That's multiple times where St. Louis has stolen the ball under their own basket and put it up for 2.
That's about the 3rd time Wong's taking it straight to the left. Strong. Second time he's finished it. The other time got fouled. Rovelto fires it into Bailey, who's ready for that fastball. Got it in on that left block.
They're showing a lot of body control as they get into the paint. Oh, ouch. That looked like an ankle turn.
As Kanoa jumped the passing lane to get that interception. Maybe tweaked the knee or ankle just a bit there. Called for a travel. Raiders will get another possession here. Fresh 35, minute and 1 second left. As Sepulona makes his way over to the scorer's table, and he'll check in for Bailey. Fernando will check in for Nunuha as well to close out the half.
Oh! Gu was open for a few seconds before he got the ball.
Meacham will try a 3, comes up short, long rebound. Goes out of bounds. Clock stops at 47.6 seconds.
Again, the Raiders find themselves here. Pretty close score at the end of the quarter. St. Louis took that 3-point lead coming into the second quarter to see what happens in this last 40 seconds.
Beckett over to Wong near half court. 18 on the shot clock. Must shoot clock now down to 10. Beckett, elbow jumper, off balance, no good. Revelto, another rebound. Down low to Sepulona, somehow got it down there, and one opportunity for Pupu. He took a little break as he ran to where the women's bathroom is over there. That's one way to stop your momentum.
Wow. What a nice pass by Revelto. Just kind of threaded the needle into the paint. Pupu rose up, grabbed it, spun. Sepulona misses, but lane violation on one of the Raiders. Gives him another chance.
Pupu up to 8 points, looking for a 9th. Gets it right there. The lead goes back up to 7. 7 seconds left. Wong goes by Fernando. Goes by Meacham on the way up, got it stripped out of bounds. 1.7 seconds left. Raiders still have a chance to get a shot off here.
Again, Wong trying that left lane that he's found success in.
Wong for 3. Misses it long and to the right. And at the end of the first half, the Crusaders go up by 7, 32-25. Raiders at 1 point trimmed that lead to 2. It's tied at 13, then the St. Louis went up 20-13. They got it back within 25-23, I believe, after Teoxen's 3. And St. Louis closed out on a 7-2 run.
Yeah, so far, I think this 7-point difference here has come at the end of the first quarter and the end of the second quarter, right? The fact that the Raiders were unable to score, and then St. Louis turned that in to points on their side. We got a nice Raider Nation happening here.
In that first half, the Crusaders had 9 different players score in that first half. I think my math is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, make it 10.
Yeah.
10 different Crusaders scored. Sepulona led the way with 9 points. Revelto second with 8. Then for the Raiders, Aiden Wong, Declan Beckett, both with 7 apiece. Raymond Teoxen trailing right behind with his 6. But I was doing some math between quarters. I'm gonna take a guess at how many points Scoring Live has accounted for, or has Pupu Sepulona scoring in his 4 years, with this being his 4th year.
How many points has he scored in all of his basketball career?
I just did some math over here.
Can we trust your math?
I think so.
Okay, let me think. I'm gonna guess. What is that? 15 times 15 times 4. Whatever that math is. 15 times 15 times 4. That's my guess. Do the math for me.
900 points.
900 points. What is it?
You're off by 325 points.
Oh, wow.
He has scored 1,225 points.
Wow.
In his high school career. That is not over yet.
Yeah.
There's still, for them.
My number was just league games.
Oh, league games. League games, he'll be at 707.
Oh, so I'm over.
You're over now.
Darn it. I don't like to be wrong in this. Nice math by you. St. Louis choosing to hold their halftime meeting in the corner here instead of a locker room. This is, to me, this is more old school style. Don't need to go into the locker room and don't need a big rah-rah speech, especially this veteran group. I mean, he's been there 6 years. He's established his system. You know, they've been running that same offense for forever. You know, they value defense, and you know, it's it's kind of like that. Just a drip, you know, just a slow drip that is super consistent and efficient, and somehow they find a way to get a 7-point lead and, you know, keep extending their quarter leads every single time, right? 3 at the end of the first quarter. Now you add another 4 here at the end of the second quarter to see if they win the third quarter and then win the fourth quarter. Again, priding themselves on defense.
So now I take this chance to talk about the postseason that's about to get started. So tomorrow there's the regular season finale games. There's 2 on the schedule. Kamehameha will play UH Lab. They will host them at Kekuhaupio Gymnasium. Iolani will travel down to Hemmeter Fieldhouse to take on Punahou. Why those games matter? 1, for the seeding for the 5-6 games between Iolani and Kamehameha, but also for the second berth into states. You determine that in the regular season. So right now, St. Louis is first, 11-0. Then you have Punahou and University Lab School tied in second at 7-4. Kamehameha just played spoiler to Punahou by defeating them on Saturday.
That was a huge game.
Making it even at second place. So that's why tomorrow's games matter. If they both win or if they both lose, they will play again, I believe, on Thursday to figure out who gets that last or the second berth into states. So they will join St. Louis. And those teams, whoever's first and second, so St. Louis will await the winner. And those teams will play on February 12th at St. Louis, already determined.
Right.
And that's to be the league champion and the seeded berth into states. Then on the flip side, you have the remaining 5 teams.
You got the ladder, right?
Yeah. So you have the 4
system.
versus 7 game. That will start on Saturday. Marino will host Mid-Pac. And that will be 10 a.m. Saturday at Marino. The second game, the 5-6, no time, no place yet determined, as it's dependent on who hosts between Iolani or Kamehameha. The winners of those games will play on Monday. The winner of that game will face whoever's in third place. And that last game, which will also take place on Wednesday, will determine the third and final berth into the state tournament.
So 1 and 2 are not even involved.
Yeah, they are not involved in this tournament at all, but they have a playoff game for the top seed.
Wow. And then there are 3 ILH teams in the state tournament.
Yes.
Right? So
because University Lab School jumped up to Division 1 this year, they got 3 berths into the state tournament. So last year they had a similar version of this where 4 played 5 and 3 played 6.
Yep.
Then they went on second round. The winners matched up. Then Marino was sitting there because Marino finished second in the regular season. They were playing St. Louis, who last year St. Louis was third. And St. Louis went on to beat Marino and Punahou to beat the ILH champs.
get the seed.
Yep, to get the seed and then win the state tournament for the 3rd year in a row. So they are the 3-time defending ILH and state champs. And Coach Hale, back-to-back ILH Coach of the Year. And he also has coached the Player of the Year for the ILH all 3 years in a row as well. Iva Arquette being the first, and then Pupu Sepulona the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's a impressive run by them. It's an impressive system. Again, they don't get kind of they're very steady emotionally on the court, right? They don't get super up or super down. They just kind of play. Again, it's that whole idea of the drip, 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 and consistent play and consistent emotion. They just trust the system, and it's worked for them.
And Raider fans, it's going to be a busy week for you guys if you guys want to try and attempt to make it to whatever is possible. There is quarterfinals for the girls basketball state championships. The Raiders will take on Kahuku, the OIA champs, on Thursday, 5 p.m. at Damien. Then boys soccer, they play on Thursday. They will host, or they will be the home team at YPO, field number 7 against Casso. Casso just coming off a win over Kea'au. And then I believe Catalina also has their state championships this weekend, if I remember correctly. Let me try and look.
This is that time of the winter season, right? State tournament time.
Ke'ehi Lagoon, Saturday, February 8th. They will have their state championships. And that's all after we just saw the girls soccer state championships finish yesterday. Congratulations to Punahou at the Division 1 level and Kamehameha Big Island, the Division 2 level. After they saw the postponements on Thursday as well, everything got pushed back a day. I guess 2 days. And the boys basketball state tournament will start on February 17th.
We have
through February 21st.
Ethan Akagi sitting right in front of us, listening in, and kind of turned around and looks like he's waiting for us to talk about baseball or something.
Yeah, baseball season is starting.
No. Let's not talk about baseball until we talk about boys volleyball starting soon.
Okay,
also,
boys volleyball too. Boys baseball just had their first day of practice yesterday because of the construction for the student center, the Aralaga Student Center that's supposed to be built by next year.
That was just a dig for Ethan there.
The baseball team went over to Alawai to practice over there. Start of the second half, Raiders down by 7. 32-25. Beckett, right wing off glass, no. Revelto probably has about 7 rebounds by now. Grabs another. Sepulona, elbow, back to Fernando. Baseline jumper, knocks it down.
Pretty little pull up, mid-range jumper by him, under control.
Aiden Goo's elbow jumper, no good. Rebound tipped over to Meacham. He'll take it in stride and lead the break. They'll pull it back out, slow it down here.
Yeah, nice recognition. To push the pace, and if the opponent is back on defense, pull it out and be patient.
Revelto, right wing, picks up his dribble. Tried to get it down low to Sepulona. That was deflected and taken away by the Raiders. Wong, 2 big steps. Took the contact, no foul called. Goo able to rip it away from Meacham and gets an easy basket.
A little bit of a payback from the first half where Goo lost a defensive rebound and St. Louis got bucket.
Sepulona working on Beckett, too strong. Missed it long off the glass.
Too strong with his right hand. His offhand. Oh, goodness.
Goo goes right at Sepulona, and he wasn't budging.
He was not budging. That was my oh, goodness. Goo was trying to lower his shoulder and move the wall, but the wall was well built.
That is the second foul called on Kalen Fernando. Aiden Goo knocks down the first. Nice bounce, gets the second one to go.
This is where, again, you know, the Raiders are going to have to get stops. And take a page out of Dan Hale's book and focus on defense to get stops here. Easier said than done, especially when you got Sepulona and you got somebody like that in a blur with 2 dribbles getting to the rim.
Fernando brings the lead back to 7. Teoxin on the drive. Up and under. Can't finish on the left side. Rebound taken by the Crusaders. Sepulona spins away from Beckett. Soft touch with the left. He's into double figures with 11.
Yeah, very simple move. 1 dribble spin and a soft touch with the left hand.
Wong, he'll try a 3. Rebound tipped from Revelto, but it hit the shot clock. Dead ball. It'll go in favor of the Crusaders.
That's happened a lot this girls and boys basketball season. Wonder if there's any way to push it back, you know, a few inches so it doesn't come into play so often, because that would have been a legal rebound if it wasn't in the way, or just let it be part of the basket and let them play on.
All good thoughts that you have to take up with the ILH or HHSA maybe, not me.
Well, could it be our own ADs to move the thing? Maybe. They have enough on their minds.
Sepulona can't finish. Good contest there from Beckett. Wong going baseline. Pass to the corner, Chikamori. I think Kanoa got a tip. It looked like Kanoa got a piece as he was trying to challenge that.
Good job by the referees to confer with each other.
That pass tipped, went off of Goo's hand and out of bounds. It got deflected off of Crusader first, then into Goo's hand, then got whacked out of bounds.
Against St. Louis, slowly extending their lead.
Nunuha sitting on the baseline, offensive rebound, Sepulona up and in. And he hit the deck one more time.
I think that's been the difference. St. Louis getting those points in the paint and finishing at the rim or close to the rim. Iolani, when they get their shots in there, they're not quite finishing, you know. Certain ones are going in. I think Wong finished the 3. You see that? That's up with the left, switch to the right, and still find a way to put it in the hole.
Fernando did it all himself there. Gu will take a 3. Rattles it home.
Yeah, St. Louis has held Gu kind of quiet so far. Good to see him get one to go.
Revelta in the corner. Teoxin on him. They go back up to the top for Stone Kanoa. Shot clock down to 13. Revelto down low. Nunuha got the friendly bounce off the rim. The lead goes back up to 12. Revelto, we talked about it earlier, being able to thread the needle.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, he was a quarterback. Played for the St. Louis 1AA team, who he backed up. Jaren Kiave Sangapolotele, who we just saw lead Campbell to an OIA champion, OIA runner-up this year. They fell to Kahuku in that championship game, but Sangapolotele is now headed to Cal next year.
Didn't he switch?
He did. He was originally at Oregon, went into the portal, now is the Cal Golden Bear.
I love working with you, Carter. You have all the info in your brain and from multiple sports. Can always rely on you to correct my mistakes. I'd like to shout out our athletic directors that I see leaning against the wall here in the corner. Eddie Maruyama and Mo Maggiolino, along with Wendell Look. They're the three-headed, not monster, the three-headed athletic director positions. And they do so much for us, you know, all the way down to wiping the floor when they see somebody dive or something like that, as well as being our moral compasses as our coaches.
With the elbow with it, back to the basket now. Gives it off to Teoxin in the corner. Now Wong has it right wing, stops at the elbow.
Ooh.
Throws it up, nearly stayed up on the rim, then dropped, but it fell on the other side. Nunuha over to Revelto. Fernando tries a three. No good. Beckett, long arms, got that one. Singer pushing the pace over to Gu. Got it poked away from behind. Kanoa that time got his hands on it.
Yeah, Raiders are going to have to make sure they score here.
And Aiden Gu goes splash.
And again, now stop on defense. Get a steal, get a defensive rebound, cut into this lead a little bit more.
Fernando with the left wing. Revelto trying to shake Singer. Kanoa mid-range, knocks it down.
Again, it's very simple basketball, but really beautiful to watch.
Gu will try another three. Rebound taken by Kanoa. Up ahead to Revelto. Spins. Runner in the lane, no good. Fernando tries to save it. Gu jumped over it. Over to Wong. Wong on the spin, got it poked away, gets it back. They slow it down here.
Raiders had a 5-on-4, but couldn't take advantage. Fernando with an unbelievable save under his own basket. Hustled back to get back on defense.
Gu on the drive, lost it on the way up. Raiders will have an inbound opportunity here with 6 on the shot clock, 55.5 on the game clock here in the third quarter. 3-2, Wong on the drive, throws it up, no good. And they say it didn't hit the rim, so the putback won't count for Teoxin. A shot clock violation called.
Raiders got to shake that off and focus on a stop here. Lead is at 9. Sorry, 11.
Nunuha over to Revelto. Kanoa with it now. Revelto, he'll try a three. No good. Beckett with the board. He gets fouled by Fernando. That's the second team foul called on the Crusaders in this quarter. None on the Raiders.
Very few all game, right? Very few fouls all game. Nobody's been in the bonus, I don't think.
By my count, there's only been 8 fouls called.
In almost 3 quarters.
Down to 7, Teoxin with the handle to the cup, gets fouled. Maybe we spoke too soon. Blocking foul called. Crusaders still have one more foul to give with 6 seconds to go here in the third. Beckett was the intended recipient, got it deflected out of bounds. They'll try again. This time, Teoxin will inbound from in front of the Raider bench, right in front of the water jugs. Wong on the drive into the lane, off glass, no. Revelto, another rebound. And at the end of 3, the Crusaders extend their lead up to 11, 46-35.
Again, it's very simple math, right? They win the first quarter by 3, win the second quarter by 4, win the third quarter by 4. It's not like they're blowing you out within 1 quarter, but you add them all up, and there you go. You got 11, and they're firmly in control here. Iolani's going to have to, I don't know if they press or do something different in with their defense. Prior to the game, Coach Rata said, "We know what they do. It's just a matter of trying to stop them." And that's a tough job.
You say it's just a matter of stopping them. According to Scoring Live and Max Preps, that has the schedules. St. Louis, 28-1 this year, including preseason, all of those games. Their one loss came back on December 26th against Laguna Creek, 57-51. That was their only loss this year, according to Scoring Live and Max Preps. They've only suffered 1 loss.
Goodness.
Crusaders have it to start the fourth.
They're going to be a heavy favorite going into the state tournament, too. Oh, goodness.
First try, no. Second try was blocked, but tipped out. They're going to have a conference. Now they'll say last touch by the Crusaders.
Again, good job by the referee crew to make sure they get the call right.
Gu left wing now on the drive, goes right at Meacham, no. Sepulona saved the rebound, went into the tunnel.
Oh,
he looks to be okay.
You know, his football coaches.
And then Gu gets run over and gets called for a blocking foul. Teoxin gets whistled for his 3rd foul there on the hold. Meacham working on Teoxin. His pass intercepted by Gu. Raiders on the fast break here. Wong back to Gu. To Beckett in the paint. Got it blocked by Meacham. Sepulona clears up ahead to Nunuha. Meacham over to Revelto. Crusaders fine with working some clock here. Go down low to Sepulona, no. Meacham with the save into the hands of Beckett. 4-on-2 fast break over to Gu. Hung in the air, took the contact. Didn't get a whistle, but got the basket.
That fast break brings the Raider fans to their feet. Cut the lead to 9.
Coach Hale will call a 30-second timeout. Their second of the game. 6:07 to go in the 4th. Raiders trim that 11-point deficit coming into the 4th to 9. Crusaders have the ball here. talked about Aiden Gu heating up earlier. He's had 12 points in this second half. Had 2, went scoreless in that first quarter. Had 2 in the second, then 10 in the third, and 2 just now in the fourth.
Looks like Coach Arata was trying to get an explanation on that blocking foul called against Aiden Gu and how Cepolona just kind of ran into him and knocked him down. He wasn't satisfied with that explanation. See Michael Lyle in.
Kanoa, they go down low to Cepolona. Double team comes. They go reset. Cepolona takes it right at Beckett.
Declan Beckett has drawn that matchup, and he's going to feel like he guarded a truck after tonight's game.
Gu going right at Meacham. Contact on the way up, no foul called. Rovelto in transition. Tried to put it behind his back. It got held by Wong.
Raiders number 13, David Wong, third team foul.
Again, the difference, I think, is St. Louis's ability to finish in the paint. And right now, Iolani's inability to finish. And, looking for fouls instead of just kind of taking the contact and going strong.
Gu, fast ball up to Beckett, finishing with the left down low.
Yeah, beautiful finger roll. Nice find by Gu. Again, this is the half of the court. They're going to need to do the work.
Fernando in the paint, no. Second chance, yes, for Fernando as he got his own miss. Gu will try a 3 back rim. Kanoa comes down with the rebound. Crusaders slow it down, up by 11 here, 50-39. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth. Rovelto on the drive, lost the handle. Turnover there.
Coach Hale letting Rovelto know that his cutter was open, wide open. Instead of taking that space with his drive, he could have passed it in. And again, old school basketball. Gu forcing the issue on that one. You know, he knows people are going to close out hard on him because of his three-point ability.
Wong with Meacham on him. Gets it over to Gu. Got it stripped on the way up. Fernando, 3-on-2 fast break for the Crusaders. Teoxin challenges Rovelto, but Meacham gets the put back to go.
Again. Points off of offensive rebounds, got to be way up. Got to be in double figures easily. Probably another difference in this game, right? That's getting their misses and putting them back in. They're so physical, and they're, a bunch of them playing football, obviously. But when you go up against that kind of defense every single day in practice, you're used to it, right? Used to it. You take the hit, and you finish. And they've done an excellent job of that tonight.
Down in the paint, or in the 2-point range. Crusaders 38 attempts, 20 makes, compared to the Raiders 8 of 26 from 2-point land.
There's a big difference
from
there,
three,
right?
Raiders 6 of 18, Crusaders 3 of 9. Beckett as he was trying to post up Kanoa.
Crusaders foul number 4, Stone
Looks like he
Kanoa.
gets Kanoa on the hold there. Gu, corner 3. This is it too strong. Fernando with the board. Kanoa drops it back to Meacham. To Revelto, quickly to Fernando. To the cup,
my.
finger roll.
Oh my. Again, finishing close to the basket. That time really good defense, just a little bit better offense with the finger roll coming up and under.
Beckett working on Kanoa. They're gonna get Kanoa for his 4th foul, matching his jersey number. Under 3 minutes to go, Raiders down 54-39 to the Crusaders. Long in the corner now, goes baseline. Got it blocked, but got hit below the waist, I think. The lower body of Meacham got into Wong.
Yeah, it was clean block up top with his left hand. I like how he used his left hand there, knowing Wong only had that side of the basket to put the shot up.
The seniors here in front of us recognize who just went to the scorer's table. Brody Segal getting ready to check in there.
I want to make sure I shout out our athletic directors working hard there with the towel. This time, Mo Maggiolino. I know Eddie Mariyama's, fighting him for the towel, trying to get out there and be active. And here we go with Brody in the last 3 minutes.
So Kanoa check out. Bailey will also check out. Also give a shout out to Stone Kanoa's cousin, who goes to Iolani, a 3rd grader, Riley Kanoa. I saw her earlier. Wong gets both free throws to go. Trims the lead to 13.
Looks like the Raiders into a zone.
Meacham, turnaround elbow jumper, nothing but net. Beckett will bring it into the front court now. Working on to Sepulona. Over to Wong. Sepulona switches on to Wong now. Gu in the corner, working on the smaller Fernando. Pass along the baseline, no. 3 no good. And Gu will earn 2 shots at the line, gets fouled by Sepulona.
15 foul. At the line is 28 and Gu, shooting 2.
That's Sepulona's first foul of the whole game. That shows you how agile he is. Not just a big guy, very agile.
Now Troy Freitas will check in. Beckett will head to the bench. Gu can't hit the back end. Right at the 2-minute mark. Crusaders in control. Nunuha took the same shot Meacham did, same result.
Again, they are not in love with the 3-point shot, and it just works for them. They're mid-range, close to the basket, offensive rebound, put back. Again, I keep going back. I keep going back to the drip metaphors. It's not the most flashy thing. Like everybody wants to shoot 3-pointers nowadays and put up a lot of points. But again, it totally works for Coach Hale and his staff and the whole program.
The Raiders call a timeout, minute 46 left in the game. Crusaders up by 16, 58-42. One more game for the Raiders to wrap up the regular season tomorrow at Hemeter Fieldhouse. They can still place spoiler there. A win over the Buff and Blue. And if the Junior Bows win, then the Junior Bows get second place. But there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen tomorrow. Possible playoff for that second place. And that second berth into states would happen on Thursday if need be. Ninon Lopes and Duncan Miles, both wearing 30. Number 30 for their respective teams, check in. They're guarding each other as well. Shikamori over to Wong. He'll take a three. And Meacham just skied up there for the board. And a lob attempt. Lopes on the way down, got it to Nunuha. Coach Hale is going to call a 30-second timeout.
Just to get his subs in.
And I talked about quarterbacks earlier. Nainoa Lopes was a St. Louis quarterback this year when they won the Open Division State Championship. And one of his receivers is Jordan Nunuha.
Wow. Such athleticism all up and down the bench. Here you got most of the end of the bench here, at least for St. Louis. Probably some unfamiliar names.
Robello, as well as Ryder Brink, just into the game, as well as Zayden Blake Kaliko, who started, comes back in here for the final 70 seconds or so. Rovelto takes a three, no. Lopes offensive rebound, no good. Wong with the rebound. 60 seconds to go here on senior night for the Raiders. Sagawa, he'll take a three. Comes up just short on that one. Zayden Blake Kaliko trying to get by Sagawa, couldn't do so. Now Rovelto on the drive, goes along the baseline. The pass got tipped into the hands of Lopes.
Oh,
Sagawa's pass stolen away by Robello. The Crusaders could dribble it out. And it looks like they will. Rovelto just holding the ball in his hand. Not sure whether to dribble. Now he'll dribble it. As the clock counts down. The Crusaders complete their undefeated regular season at 12-0. The Raiders drop to 3-8 with one more game tomorrow. Before we turn things over to the senior night portion, what were your thoughts on the game portion of this?
well, you know, kind of already talked about it. Again, this is something back in the old days, 40 years ago, my high school coach said, hey, let's win every quarter. You win every quarter by one, you win the game by four. And it was a whole lot of that, right? I think it was 3 points, 4 points, 4 points, 5 points for that final margin. And again, it's amazing. They didn't fall in love with the 3-point shot. Again, I'm amazed that they're shooting 54% from the free throw line and still dominating the league. That's almost unheard of. Like if I told you, hey, there's this team who's last in the league in free throw shooting, they're last in the league in 3-point shots attempted and made, they're last in the league in points per game. Would you what would you say? What is their record?
They'd probably be bottom of the pack.
Yeah, not 12-0. And so, and again, you know, to Coach Hale's credit and his staff, they focus on defense. They've got the athletes to do it. You know, it's very simple on the offensive side. They crash the boards. They're physical. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, the Raiders, again, gave a great effort. It's just kind of outmatched just a little bit in every position, or in most positions. And, there's, again, if they can learn from that, right? Not just take the loss, but let's, try and learn something from the whole experience, from the whole style of play, possibly. The idea that St. Louis is finishing in the paint, and just kind of playing tough defense all the way through.
The defense that you talked about held the Raiders to 29% from the field, 14 of 48, according to the stats that public address announcer Kyle Miyamoto takes for us.
Yeah.
Crusaders on the other side, 26 of 52 and even 50% from the field. And this today, 3 of 5 from the free throw line, so their percentage will go up just a tad.
And it's amazing that they only shoot. It's amazing. It's impressive again. Now we got to turn our attention to 3 seniors. Oh, I really wish Brody Sagawa got to get the crowd eruption for hitting one of those threes that he took, or getting that last assist after the steal.
So before we get to the Raiders seniors, the Crusaders seniors, they have a bunch of them. This has been part of that core that they've had for this 3-year run that they've been on, trying to make it 4 in a row. Shanton Revelto, Pupu Sepulona, they're 2 that have been on the team since that freshman year. But joining them along the way, Stone Kanoa, Kalen Fernando, Brevin Hafalia, and Zayden Blake Kaliko, as well as Tristan Pueo. Big senior class there for Coach Dan Hale. The Raiders senior class, we just talked about them. It's 3 of them. We were talking earlier, maybe at some point when they come out to take a shot or whatever, we'll look at the shots that Zach is producing for us to our left, and we can maybe see that senior shirt that I mentioned. And this year, the seniors are wearing numbers 10, 11, and 13. So they wanted to make one shirt, as well as I see a Chikamori shirt over there. I think Brody had one for football, I believe, as well.
Yep.
But they have a big number 1 on the left side, and on the right side they have a small number 1, small number 0, 1, and 3 for 10, 11, and 13 for the 3 seniors.
Yeah, nice design. I'm amazed at how many senior shirts are floating around campus. There's so many for all the different sports. I don't know how these students can afford to get all of these friends shirts, and it's amazing.
For that the affording the part, I've been hearing recently that it's more of a trade. So it's like, if I have a senior shirt, I'll give you mine, and you can give me yours in return. And it's kind of like a
bartering system. Interesting.
But then that's also more pressure on your parents to order more shirts, so you have those.
Yeah.
To get physical has led him to be one of the team leaders in taking the charge. His team personality and ability to
Raise up Kyle.
how big or small represents the type of one team spirit that his coaches and teammates are extremely proud of, and is what will make him successful moving forward in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for number 11, Brody Sagawa.
Brody Sagawa, the first senior recognized. And here's a nice portrait.
Is he
Take a picture
dunking in that portrait?
It kind of looked like he's dunking. I think Zach's trying to get us a close-up here. Let's take a look here. Not quite a dunk.
Oh, a putback or something?
So put back or a shot in the paint. His parents read class of 1989. Melanie out there.
Pass, pass.
One more try. Oh, now he's asking. I think he might get lifted up this one.
Lifted up for the dunk.
Take off. Lost it on the way up.
Hey!
There we go. Holding on with the right. Was able to get the assist from Beckett to his left hand. And then he threw it down. At first tried for that hockey assist. His mom would have gotten that one. The dad would have gotten.
Second nicest hair highlights next to Brody. Here on his way into this year's starting rotation through his unbelievable work ethic and determination during the off-season. His hustle to keep 50-50 balls alive, defensive tenacity, and underrated athleticism are all major contributions that sometimes do not show up on the stat sheet. He had a season-high 8 points against Marino on the road and a big-time layup and assist in the second half of a double OT road win at Kamehameha. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for number 10, Trey
Chikamori, the second senior recognized. Him and Sagawa both got called up after their 10th grade year. They started on JV before the varsity season finished. They got called up. That's a picture of him dribbling. Huh? You can see that one. His parents are going to come down from the top row. Dad Clint, mom Bonnie. She's a teacher down in the lower school. First grade teacher.
Chick's Auto Service or something like that, right? I think Dad runs.
Did not know that. But I do know he's related to my classmate, Caitlin Flores, whose dad is down there taking pictures.
Pass, pass. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
And he tried to dunk it. He grabbed rim, but lost it on the way up, but it banked in.
Wow.
Showing what kind of athlete he is.
Senior has been a starting guard on the varsity team for the last 3 seasons and has the third nicest hair highlights next to his friends Trey and Brody. Legend has it that the coaching staff has yelled his name at practices and games exactly 313,201 times. This year he has proven to be one of the most exciting players in the ILH, earning scoring live player of the week honors and eclipsing the 20-point mark 4 times during ILH play. He loves to golf, surf, and wear khaki and board. and board shorts to practice. Give it up for number 13, Aiden Wong.
So I believe the number that Kyle mentioned was 313,201 times that it's believed that his name is yelled at practices or games over those 3 years.
Looks like parents initially refused to come down.
And now they'll come down. Dad Adam, class of 94. Mom Chelsea. Maybe he's going to go one-on-one with Dad.
Oh, he wants to give him an alley-oop, maybe.
I guess that means he didn't practice at home then.
Oh, he's practicing.
Half-court heave.
He wants to challenge his dad to a half-court shot.
Aiden's one is up. It was online, but just short.
Hey.
Now gets the layup. Hug from Dad. We didn't get to see Mom shoot, though. But those are the 3 Raiders seniors.
Mahalo to the 3 seniors for their contributions to this team and the Iolani Raider program. having the seniors take a picture at half court first, then a team picture. After they're done taking pictures, friends and family, you may meet with them on the court.
So they will now pose for a picture.
That will conclude the senior ceremony.
One at half court and one probably in front of their banner over there. So they'll pose at half court on the logo. As they just played their final home regular season game of their career. There's the potential for another one on Saturday. Should they get the number 5 seed? It's between the Raiders and the Kamehameha Warriors for the 5th seed. Whoever gets that 5th seed will play host to the other. And now the rest of the team will join them. Raiders still have one more regular season game tomorrow at Hemmeter Fieldhouse, 6 p.m. If you want to just go to basketball week, then we go Thursday, Damien, 5 p.m. to watch the girls basketball team take on Kahuku. But any last thoughts from you before we wrap this up?
Well, I always love these senior nights. You know, it's good to recognize these athletes, student athletes who have put so much time and effort into their relative sports, and you know, oftentimes like these three for multiple years. So it's nice to see them being celebrated by the community.
Number 10, Tipoff. And number 13, Aiden Wong.
You obviously want to win your senior night game, but that's not always the case. Especially when you get matched up against the number 1 team in the state. That's a tough one. Sometimes it happens like that. But, yeah, these are always nice moments. As a coach, I'm not a huge fan of it. I feel like it's a distraction just for the playing of the game. But, you know, for the event and for the festivities after, it's a beautiful thing.
So you're saying we should make it like a secret senior night every time? Just pick a random home game and just have your parents come out.
I don't know, man. It's just, even as a player a long time ago, it was like, it felt different, you know, and I'd like to try and make things as normal as possible. But hey, it is what it is. You gotta deal with it. You gotta figure out a way to avoid the distractions or block out the distractions and just kind of play.
But that'll just about do it for us. The Raiders fall to the Crusaders 58-42. But tonight was all about the 3 Raiders seniors, Trey Chikamori, Brody Sagawa, and Aiden Wong, who will now get celebrated there in front of their bench. A whole ton of fans here are waiting to give them lays, hugs, gifts, money, whatever it is, they have it all ready. But for now, that'll be it for us here in the broadcast side. Thank you to Zach running the camera and the controls up there. Thank you, Mike Among, for joining myself, Carter Wechi on the call. Thank you all for listening, and good night and aloha.
Aloha, everyone.